Alright, so I've still got to set up a few things, but before anything starts, I would like to thank Sen, that one guy Sen, for the follow while I was offline. So thank you for that. Yo, how's it going? I don't know. If Cooper walks over here, I might turn on the webcam. Alright, so I've got to deliver seeds, but first I've got to find where Magdalene is. Turn down everything just a little tiny bit. Tiny bit. Exactly. So my scout alerted me to something that glitters off in this direction, but I never checked it out. It also might be gone by this point. Maybe there's marauders. Yep, looks like there's one over there. That's a bit much for me. One of them I can handle. Two, death sentence. Oh, there's something grave over there. I suspect Magdalen's is over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna head straight up. Exciting gameplay, isn't it? We definitely need to find somewhere soon. Otherwise, Terror's gonna start messing with my group. There's something off in this direction. And thus we will find it. Maybe. I think that might actually be Stovetop. Yep. So, this guy's a good guy. Kind of. Also means there might be something around. Something over there. What is it to it? Actually, yeah, I'll go to Avon. Actually, does Avon have fuel? Fuel and supplies. Cool. So I've seen one of these over by, yeah, over here. Alright, so it's the same one. Well, not the same one, but it's the same general idea. From grateful horizon share, even in house singular. So, I think I already have one. I think I already have a singular. Laurel drew from the cache, citing desperate measures. His column of miscellaneous notes, the captain writes feverishly of a light that danced at some distance before them. After some hours following it, it abruptly grew, growing brighter as it did, then nothing, just gone. He raises my villainy, though, so I will just leave him. Yeah, I can make it there. Oh, by the way, everyone in this game is British. This is a vast British Empire, spanning multiple areas. If I'm correct, London, or New London, something like that, is in Albion. And we are basically on the frontier. Out here. Start by discovering new ports, I know that. Returning to major ports like London or New Winchester, and there's special opportunities at ports to before. Until let it reach 100, this is usually fatal. If you do survive, you will suffer grave harm. Yep, same like the first game. Terror is never a good thing. It seems a little bit more forgiving in this one, though. Oh, that's right, they actually don't like people here. Nobody doesn't ask where you're heading. This will give you a signaler for a third of my money. But I'm not affiliated with the Academy yet, so... What does he give me? 4 hearts, 4 veils. It gives me 2 iron and 6 veils. I think I'm gonna stick with my vagabond. Feels like the better option. Alright, well, if I find Magdalene, that's pretty much gonna pay for just what I bought just now. Sworn. Well, then again, it might actually be over here. In which case, yeah, I'll try. I'll check there. We should be fine. I feel like we will be fine. we're gonna die. I like not having things, especially when I see really cool things. I should put this in my hold. Okay, so I can. I don't want to stop at New Winchester yet. So at New Winchester you can sell pretty much everything, at least for a minor profit. When you have certain things, like opportunities like this, then they'll buy specific things for a lot more. I want a better train. It'll take forever. I think the cheapest one that's actually better than this one. Mistakes. Preternaturally fertile seeds of the Reach must be stored with the utmost care. A flicker of light, a lap of moisture, and they burst into violent growth, like the sack in your hold, from which questing vines have groped, nodding around your cargo. One crew, 10. Okay, so in mirrors, it does not allow me to do that all that good. Let's save the seed, but you may increase your supplies. Okay, that... because I need 3 minimum. Well, let's risk one of the crew. Yes. Okay, we got lucky. Concludingly about their risks, but to no avail. Eventually, every fawn-like root is located and removed. The sack is saved, though the crew have had enough gardening. Alright, so... terror's too high for me to keep going. I'm gonna have to... I will have to stop at New Winchester. Okay, so Takedy Scout, these guys are also kind of good guys. They're looking for an independent Reach, while London is trying to take control of it for the British Empire, you know. The classic story with the British. I think I do have some things to sell. So for my first playthrough, I am gonna side with London. The Takedies do have a high opinion of me, like starting out, but that just means they won't attack me for a really long time while I slowly shift relations. Oops, I get paid. Stovepipes like me more, the Takedies not so much. Let's see what I can do to the company, or for the company. Alright, so I'm gonna give you a second to read that, but I've already read it and it's the exact same thing. And we are now going to move on. Okay, so Sarah has already dropped a little bit. Perfect. Victory Hall is where the Takedies have basically the exact same interactions. So in terms of officers, I need a quartermaster and a mascot. I say that because I might find one here. Provided that at least 15 days have passed since your last visit. Okay, cool. I know where Menagerie is. I'm not gonna do that because I made a promise that I wouldn't. I shall repair the hole. So I think I can do this one easily, actually. I'm sorry. Have you recently shattered some of the stained glass victory halls? 10 mission. So I would rather the Tacades not win the war effort. Hey Sen, how's it going? Thank you for the follow, by the way. I said it at the beginning, but I'm gonna say it now again since you're actually here to hear it. So very chill game, kind of, until anything happens. The moment anything happens, and it is suddenly not chill at all whatsoever. This is perfect. That is, I love that. I love to see it. Also, I'm gonna sell the hours. The unseasoned hours. This game is so fucking weird, but I love it. People literally, they mine. They mine for hours. And then, like, rich people can buy hours to extend their life, and the current queen, who I assume is presiding in London, she probably is, well, she'll like give them out to people that she likes. So here's the chill part of the game, where, you know, we're quickly going through areas we've already been. It's just, the train is just overly slow. But then we're gonna run into something that's gonna fuck me up, probably. Unless we find Magdalene, which I've been trying to do in every direction. The entire right side of this screen, or of this map, I've been searching for Magdalene, a single little port, so I can make profit on these seeds. Energy drinks at 6. I mean, you're gambling with something. Honestly, I'm not sure what you're gambling with, though. Gambling with time, maybe? I don't know. My brain is in the mood, or not the mood, of the mindset of this game. So I will be speaking nonsense, akin to someone who has seen Eldritch Horrors, i.e., anyone in this game who owns a train. Ooh, goodies. What is that? Candy of dried tea. I can actually use that in Port Avon so they don't get tired of me and try to attack me. Okay, so... Fuck, I don't know. I guess I just keep searching in this area. so that's probably just gonna go out that way. I mean, a port could be attached to any of these little islands. Oh yeah, this is space, by the way. This is just a small section of space. I can go to other sections of space eventually. You can kind of see in the background occasionally, like, how this is just a bunch of islands floating through space. Something. Dolls. I had a doll's house this size. Much prettier, of course. That's a whole house. Small groups dancing in the yard for the homestead. There's little rhythm to the dance. It is exuberant limb flinging of the truly happy and the substantially drunk. Ooh, this is actually perfect. Samples of the little deer, so perfect. I have ants. Oh, I wanted to at least relocate our thing. Nothing there. Was a lighthouse. Which gives me hope. Oh, also, the other thing about this game is the what is it, the character? Yeah, like fleshing out your characters. There's quite a bit to it. You determine your past in the present, essentially. And then, you know, they upgrade you as you remember things, I guess. You were the gossip of London salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad, they said. Bad, they said. Dangerous to know. And then it'll be like, you know, the specific scandal will give you either 5 hearts and 3 veils or 5 hearts and 3 mirrors. Which are, you know, some of your stats that determine if you succeed or fail various skill checks. Below stairs, the comforts of every well-to-do household rely upon the scurrying, grinding work of its servants. You know this firsthand. Mentor. For a time, you enjoyed the favor and protection of a mentor. Everyone who saw your potential decided to know it. Okay, so yes, British. It's everywhere. You'll notice it everywhere. You lost your mind once. They put you in a splendid hotel managed by a cheery gentleman who would determine when you could leave. A spell in prison. The judge, Stonyface, condemned you to New Newgate, the stalactite prison of old London. So I think I will have gone insane for a period of time. How colorful the other desks were, how red the curtains, how gold the fittings, how secure the locks. Eventually you were allowed to leave, but was your recovery genuine? Yes, you're feeling much better, thank you. Your trial and error and determination. You learn to tell from what is not. Or from what is not, yeah. The manager said he was sad to see you go. No, you just learned to lie. You said what you had to, and they sent you home. Your world is red and gold and splendid. So my veils are really bad. Personally, I have no buff to it. The pluses are my officers giving me bonuses. So it would be good to do that, but also I don't want my character to be insane. And my character is more of an iron kind of character, so... Here we go. The soldier who won an impossible victory, was scarred in the process, but went insane afterwards. I assume it's not a port. But maybe it'll be nice. Maybe it'll try to attack me. One by one, your crew remove their hats. So it's a wonder. Okay, so when you're nearby wonders, your terror will slowly drain down. Also, most of the animals in-game can speak. My diffident bat, which is my scout, the thing that I keep sending out, yeah, he talks. He earns a wage. Same thing with, I think they're gerbils, or they could be hamsters, and rats. I'm gonna go like that. Salty, I can't go back. It locked me out. I grabbed the ants and I ran in. Actually, okay, so there was another townstead, or homestead, whatever, somewhere in this area. But it wouldn't let me, like, interact with them. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it was one of these, like, 2 islands below, Eleanor Green. It wouldn't let me interact with them because they seemed hostile. Maybe... I'll look this... Nope. Oh yeah, but maybe all of the science things that I need to get. Oh, I did the wrong way. Alright, that was a miss. This guy's more damage though, so I want to focus him. Oh, damn it. Yes. Ooh, I'm actually surprised that I went to... Alright, I've got to be careful. One more hit, maybe. Yep. The Reach Marauder is defeated. You prepare to board the buckled wreckage. Poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. What could it be? Okay, so maybe I should have just healed myself. Actually, no, that's probably... Yeah, it's only like 12 sovereigns to repair that, so... Solid crate. A gunner sniffs just before the lid is wrenched open. Gunpowder, they assert, before assuming responsibility for the opening. Once the lid has been carefully prized off, the case's gleaming arsenal of ammunition, sealed powders, and callous weaponry is laid bare. This will fetch a handsome price. Heavens do not lack for murderers. that is perfect, because I will actually need to head back soon. And that will fund the next outing searching for Magdalene. Which I'm assuming at this point is just not... it is non-existent. At some point in time, it was wiped off the face of the heavens, I don't know. What did they sell? These supplies. So... nope. You emerged from a recent battle with what initially appeared to be superficial damage. Now your chief engineer tells you it conceals a deeper structural issue. Unless it is fixed, the integrity of your hull is at risk. Okay. 60, 40... I don't want to leave it. The more damaged you are, the harder this will be. I'm not very damaged, so... this does risk 2 of my crew, but I should be able to... yeah, I can get by with a minimum of 6 crew without detriment. So we risk it. Fuck. The damage, but when your locomotive passes through a bank of heavy fog, something plucks 2 of them from the hull and bears them away. All that is left is their severed lifelines, streaming like bunting behind your locomotive. Alright, so... yeah, I can't do that yet. It says I bribed him with moths to tell me what he discovered, but it still does not tell me what he actually discovered. Oh, hey Evan. So this is a strange game called Sunless Skies, where you play weird alternate reality, where... so this is the second game, right? So the first game was Sunless Seas, where you're essentially underground. Yeah, you're underground, but you're like, it's like a ship, you know, like water kind of ship, you know, giant boat. And that's about that. This one, however, is you are in space, basically, but it's also still, you know, the British Empire. Okay, so this is a good deal. That's a really good deal. I'll buy... yeah, I'll buy 1 supply. But they're not gonna buy anything else from me. I just need to reach New Winchester. Hey, maybe Magdalene will be in there, in that little stretch of land. Numbers of those who died in the span of the sky. Fuck. That night your dream is peppered with uncomfortable dreams. The sky of your dreams is blazing gold. It is peppered, no, crowded with suns. Suns piled on suns like the garrotes in a miser's hoard. Misers. Their light floods you, it shines through skin and blood and meat, picking out your branching veins and the slender pillars of your bones. Is there no more to you than this? You wake. Seek company, commit your dreams to the captain's log. Gain terror, and a tale of terror. So, conversation, tea, perhaps a biscuit. Those fundamental human things that help us forget numinous occasions like this. Engine is mostly crewed by the living. And you unlock this with one crew. So I need at least one crew member to do this. But it has a low chance of success. Hopefully my crew member doesn't kill himself when I tell him about my story. It looks like he didn't. That's good. You find someone in the galley. They couldn't sleep either. You exchange a bleary greeting, a stiff pot of tea, and a conversation about the overflow valves. Already your dreams seem distant and silly. I'm glad that worked. It felt like 2%. Oh, your terror has fallen. I mean, it's basically back to where it was already. Yeah, no, the sunless... Ooh, the music disappeared. All sound is gone. That's attacking me. So I'm at least somewhat safe. That's weird. I don't like how quiet it is. It's kind of picking up in the ambience again. But yeah, I highly recommend playing the sunless games. Because they're frustrating. But they're also super fun. Especially when you finally get something right. Because the game doesn't really try to help you all too much, you know what I mean? Like, there's characters who will help you. For example, you can go to like local taverns and bars and things like that, and talk to people, and they'll be like, "Oh, here's how you do stuff. Here's, you know, some help for you." But the game itself does not, for the most part, does not straight up tell you like, this is where things are, this is where you're gonna find it, how you're gonna find it, and it'll really only tell you those things if a person has already told you that. Thus, it would make sense for you to know that. So first things first, I'm gonna sell things and not help the Tacades. I'm gonna sell that, I'm gonna hold off on selling those. So 150. That's probably fine. Actually, here, I'll go into the bank. 2, 3. Alright, we're gonna hire on crew. We now acquire crew. Need 40. Okay. Crew members is always nice, especially when we're lacking. We'll explore, we might find something cool. That's right, that actually reminds me. So I picked up a captain who had Sky Madness. I need to take him to Magdalen's as well for that. So I have like 5 reasons to get to Magdalen's. And it's like apparently the one place I can't find. We'll see how the war's going. Straight from the front lines. A setback for the Assembly, as embarrassing revelations regarding the private life of the Indurate veteran have come to light. We would never publish such sordid speculations in the pages of the new Gazette. We nevertheless feel compelled to wonder at the source of the information. A spy in Victory Hall? It doesn't tell me who's winning. Oh, recent development. This is who's controlling it. At 60 hand of the Reach, London's proxy, the company, however, maintain a considerable presence in the Reach, although is still neutral ground. Tensions are mounting within and without the port. Okay, so at the very least, it's not favoring the Tackities as much anymore. But for some reason, the stovepipes, which is these ones, still don't like me, but the Tackities still do, even though I'm actively working against them. Occasionally, I will just slaughter their scouts. I mean, granted, no survivors, so, I mean, who's really gonna tell, right? Okay, I wonder... He's going down the fungal jungle of the Hybras, being a remote and mysterious colony on the very edge of the Reach. The town crier pauses for breath, and enters an alarming coughing fit, having inhaled a lungful of smog. An enterprising stovepipe claps him sharply on the back. Thanks, he sputters. Are there any brave captains willing to rescue these poor souls from perfidy and mushrooms and such like? Yeah, okay, so... I wonder if I can go over there and then just not save them? Is no one willing to take up the mantle of brave heroes? They even did the accent. They're putting the accent in now. They don't do that too often. Heroes of the blockade? The response indicates as much, though someone finds the poor lad a toffee. Okay, so... Does anybody have a direction that they think I should go to look for Magdalens? I do have a hint, I think. Okay, so it lies to the northeast. It lies to the northeast of Winchester. Right, so the northeast being this general expanse, actually. So there is a chance that I might have misread it and thought it said southeast, which is why I've been searching down here. So never mind, I'm not taking requests. I am going northeast now. Unfortunately, my terror is extremely high. Actually, it might be over there, so maybe I should have actually gone into this way. Okay, so I have a potential route to go through. But at least nobody's having nightmares. Yep, and then it's just straight from here. To the wilderness, surveilled by the vigilant watchtowers of New Winchester. Of the wolf, it is late and you are alone. Doubts prey on you. Is this the path you should have taken? You trespass upon the precincts of heaven. A price will be exacted of you. I almost said exalted. exacted of you. What price have you already paid? It will pass. Drink, drink, and forget the secrets that gnaw. Already your hand is on the bottle's neck. So I don't have the savage secrets, but I do have airs of terror, which I think literally just means like above 50%. Endure this lean, cruel hour, and I'm gonna fail this one. Yep. 22%, you know. Fuck. Your doubts are hungry tonight. They seize on your past decisions one by one, worrying at each like wolves at a lamb. Sleep is impossible. When your shift arrives, you arise haggard and unrested. You splash water in your face and wonder what mistakes you will make today. Yay, more terror! I mean, at least I have a tale of terror. Which helps with this captain's ambitions to become famous, which essentially just means writing a novel. So I need a certain amount of stories that have gone untold and unswapped with other captains and such. Corner right here, so it's it's probably out. Turn this way. Damn it. This one's actually doing a lot better against me than like all of the other Marauders I've fought. Luckily, you only hit me once though. Explore the captain's cabin. Marauders are rarely democratic. The captain's ruled by strength and claims the best. Ooh. That's great. 100% easy. The cabin door did not survive the onset of your guns, nor did the captain. You have to tread carefully. The carpet will not be saved. A few scorched documents sit on the bronze wood desk. They make for interesting reading. Apparently London had need of a few brave captains willing to bring fire to the Taketes. You would not have expected the signatories of the orders. So now I have gossip. I can use that. I assume I can use it in multiple instances to get what I want. The Fallows. Alright, I'm gonna swing around the left side here and hug the wall. Good thing I did. Ooh, and we found Magdalens. The thing in the mist. A sudden jolt. I think we hit something, Captain. Your driver observes. The mists are thick. You could turn back and search for it. We would use up fuel, there might be danger, but perhaps whatever you hit was valuable. Or perhaps it needs help. So I would use an entire thing of fuel with that. But I can do it because We're terrified. Goes to the Waste Waif. Waste Waif occupies abandoned places. It is lonely but spurs company. It likes toys. Reduce terror by 50 but increase your nightmares. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I have the attention of the burrower, I believe. Or maybe it was borrower. It was one of the two. So I have their attention, but I'm in... It's like, it's favorable attention. If we give this to the Waste Waif, I assume that would also put me in her favorable attention. But the Nightmares tells me otherwise. Also the storm that speaks. The storm that speaks rages in the night. It covets that which is past. Okay, so I remember this one from the first game. Vaguely. I vaguely remember this one. I essentially just remember the name, I think. But we are just going to keep moving forward, because these all have a 50% chance of succeeding. And I gain terror. Nice. I was saying nice, specifically to the new total. Leave it to the mists. Our terror will go down slightly, because we found a new port. Oh, okay, so I think maybe the terror only affects the rest of the crew, while the nightmares affect only me. But then thus, inadvertently affect the crew. So, I don't know. Okay, so Magdalene's is the closest thing that many seafarers have to a home. It offers services to alleviate the strain of a life spent too close to the stars. Some cases of sleepless nights, lost in formless terror, a persistent night of terrors and lucid dreams, or severe treatments are required. Okay, cool. So I can treat all of my terror here. After I sell my seeds, give them seeds, and they give me a fuck ton of money. Because I bought these seeds for like 20, like 20 gold or whatever a piece. So that's a huge profit. It's only taken me 5 years to fucking find it. Its host will tell you any lie that you need to hear. Sorry, I already read that part. For the amiable host smiles. Just what we needed. Although I must admit, I do miss roses and lilies and bluebells. Still, these celestial blooms have their own virtues. Some of them weep, you know. He pays you a generous gratuity. Okay, so on top of that, I also got an extra 100 sovereigns. So granted, it is a bargain. But I don't know. No, they sell for like 215. I believe they sell for 215 sovereigns at New Winchester. They only sell the souls, however. Alright, so now we'll explore this. Specifically, we're going to treat the terror. The skies are full of terrible wonders. All skyfarers see more than they should when they sail the sunless skies. The sound of soft laughter and the occasional sob echo through the stained glass walls of the treatment chambers. An attendant sits guard before the door. I'll just need to ask for the particulars. We will always alleviate your fears, but the method is at your discretion. What's a treatment for guilt? You're not sinless. So provide a unique encounter and lower your terror. Request a treatment for Inui? I don't know. Is that his name? That's not his name. Okay, the wonders of the heavens no longer still your heart from beating. loneliness, personal failing. Luckily, I don't have either of those. Savage secret and an uncanny specimen. But I do have these. I'm gonna do this one. He takes your hand very briefly and holds it so very gently, as though you were a rare butterfly that had alighted there by chance. This way, please. Okay. The attendant holds up a candle before 4 doors of mirrored glass. 4 of our staff are available today. Each has their own speciality. Their names are not yours to know, only their crafts. He smiles suddenly, his teeth gleaming like links on a chain. You know yourself best. Who can tend your wounded heart? Whoever you need, you can find behind one of these doors. Someone from my past, a very boring individual indeed. Someone who once meant a very great deal, and a former crewman. Ooh, so someone who died. So one of those 2 people who just died, I would say. Is gonna be this one. James, one crafted. They are not with you now. What to do a former crewman? She is waiting for you at her old desk in her cabin. She has attained a position of some seniority on your engine before circumstances severed you. She leans forward to embrace you before offering a green leather seat. Her mouth quirks, accentuating the scarring on her face. Now I'm told you're feeling a little tired of life among the stars. And yay, terror fell by like half. Okay, so... yeah, I can do various things here. The glass spires of Magdalene's pierce the clouds like swords. Shadowed figures can be seen moving through the gleaming corridors, their identities obscured by the hued glass. Crowds of skyfarers, ministry officials, and merchants mill about the forecourt in varying degrees of distress. All watch the clock set in the great clock tower, waiting for their appointed hour. He has requested you by name. Ooh, he knows my name, and he will seek me now, apparently. Speak with a watcher by the station. That's level 4. I don't have a special delivery from London. Here we go. Yeah, this is the guy that I was talking about earlier, who experienced sky madness. Nurse brings a stretcher to carry the sky-maddened captain from your train. He'll receive the care of Magdalene's finest. At least, Magdalene's finest with a sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for their ministrations. He's no longer aboard. I now have vision of heavens again. My terror has fallen, which is good, and I have experience. Right, report. Magdalene's is abuzz with activity. Barely has the clock chimed, then a clamor goes up at the front desk. Guests rushing to and from appointments. Lord Blank was seen in conversation with the amiable host. It doesn't even give me the name. I don't even know who he is. Why would I write about him then? The East Wing was closed for general access all day. A certain distinguished admiral was seen with his second command entering one of the chambers of regret. Several guests succumbed to an excess of sentimentality and were forcibly removed. So I can turn that in for money and support the stovetops. Or the other guys. But you see, my captain, right, proper British man. So he stands with London, as opposed to the independence of the Reach. And, yeah, so I guess, I mean... Okay, he stares at your crew as they disembark. Your engine turns away with none emerging when none emerge holding anything, he is clearly agitated. So I'm going to speak to this guy first. Sorry, the man apologized. I didn't mean to stay. It's just we've been waiting for a delivery from London. Really important supplies. I don't suppose you might be heading anywhere near the relay to Albion, would you? If you could check if anything's happened to it, we'd really appreciate it. Albion's transit relay lies east of New Winchester, near Port Prosper. Okay. Ooh, actually, I need to head to Port Prosper anyways, to deliver another person. But I also have to head to London anyway, so this is perfect in the way that this is unfolding. Meeting with the amiable host. The founder and master of ceremonies at Magdalen's, he has requested you by name. Goody. An attendant escorts you through the dazzling violet corridors. The host's red door is always open. The attendant leaves you just as the clock begins to chime. Wonderful, wonderful. An attendant... Oh, I already read that part. Okay. The amiable host reclines on a couch of cushioned velvet, a goblet of sparkling wine in his long fingers. Somewhere in the tower above him, the great clock ticks away. As policy, the host's atrium is always open to guests. He is available to hear opinions, friendly criticism, and suggestions. Today, he has a headache. Okay, I don't know how I know that. Unless, as I walk in, he says, "Oh, mate, I got a headache." He beckons you close. Ooh, spooky. His voice is soft and sibilant, like butter melting in candlelight. I guess has become rather too attached to a particular attendant. He always requests that the same attendant appear in the exact same guise. I'm not even going to try to do an accent for him because it's specifically stated how it's supposed to be said, so I don't want to accidentally mess it up. Get the amiable host's lip curls in distaste. He reiterates the aim of Magdalen's, a place of healing and respite. It is not meant to feed obsession or self-indulgent self-loathing. This guest brings sickness. I would have him purged. Ooh, what's to kill him? I assume. I have a dossier on the guest, if you're interested in helping. I mean, probably. Comes away, blah blah blah. No, he has requested help in removing a customer who is blurring the boundaries of healer and patient. The amiable host smiles indulgently. I'm so glad you want to help. He produces a thin sliver of pages and passes them to you. I'd recommend taking on the role of one of our attendants. That way you'd be playing the role of someone significant to him. The amiable host sighs, reaching for his goblet. He knows all of our attendants by voice now. Someone new is needed. Alright then. I guess I will just deal with him then. Just go straight for him. How do you plan to deal with him? A treatment chamber has been emptied for you, should you wish to adopt a guise from his past. Alternatively, he is standing right there. He does not seem to have noticed you, his eyes instead boring through the doors of the treatment rooms. Approach him directly. Disguise yourself as his mother. Disguise yourself as his lover. I've caused the poor side enough trouble. This game makes me want to talk like a pirate. So you drove him apart once. An attendant will help you with the wig and makeup, another with the voice. The attendant normally on duty is more than happy to assist you. Anything as long as it gets rid of him. Are there any suggestions on how we should approach this? Because honestly, all of them seem. Then actually, thinking about it, my character does have a lot of iron, but no, that's more physical. That's more like physical overcoming. Next to that, I believe it's his I believe it's his heart's, so it would be more so convincing and persuasion. So actually, I might just approach him directly. That that might be the easiest thing for this character to do. I don't even know how to pronounce that. The lacrimus, the lacrimos, mos, the lacrimos. Guests, eyes widen as you approach. Has there been a problem? You invite him to sit. Stiff brandies are ordered. You recount your own share of heartbreaks and tragedies, how you found yourself here, and you make clear that despite all that, you will be leaving. He nods slowly, and after a quick shake of your hand, walks away, towards the station. He does not look back. And now I can get paid. Probably. Satisfaction. The amiable host smiles beatifically. Of course, my staff will be pleased. It is a risk of our trade when our clients can no longer separate identity and illusion, but seldom pleasant. He sighs deeply, echoing around the chamber like a newly freed dove. It is a trap any of us could fall into. His face darkens briefly. Here, take this. He fishes around beneath his couch for one of his goblets. It'll fetch a pretty price. Take it with my thanks, and do visit us again. Cool. Aside from that, I feel like one more person needed to do something here. An attendant in the foyer schedules appointments with the aid of a hefty daybook and a very accurate clock. They are eager to explain the procedures and the rules that govern here. This is a hospital for the spirit. Our staff will become the person you need. Here you may say farewell to a doomed comrade, resurrect an old love, spar with a defeated enemy, all for a fair price. But do not overindulge. Our services are to heal, not to become an addiction. Quiet weeping can be heard echoing through the glass corridors. Ooh, some smile, others weep. One lady has a terrible gleam in her eye. Another, a recording device. We're gonna be spying on people. An attendant shakes her head as a merchant in a threadbare suit waves at her. She walks away, face set in a slight frown. The trader flushes, aware he has breached the social covenant of Magdalene's. Ignoring the crowd of enemies that follows him through the hallways. Okay then. Yeah, that should all be fine. Should hold up a little bit at least. What have? So currently, not too much. That's right, okay, so we head directly east, so I'm assuming it'll be somewhere over here. So we're gonna go through that little dark zone and try and get there. Get to Port Porters, or something like that. Ooh, what's that? Oh, well, I know what that thing is. That is a dangerous beast, which will attack me as I get near. Maybe I scared it away. Oh, there's multiple, and I think I hit the bigger of the two. Nice. That's not good. Oh, that's a bull. Yeah, I've fought smaller ones like this before. Okay. The Cantankerei are lumbering, half-fossilized isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of. Given that they are very ancient and murderously grumpy, that means almost everything. Ooh, my mirrors actually are better now. Last time I just did this, which is good, but I do have a chance of success here. Partial success. Okay, so it's not bad. Too thorough a job. None of the remaining pieces are whole enough to be of interest, either academic or ghoulish. However, you do find a few fragments of carapace veined with what look like gold. Okay, so I can repair the damage that it did with that. However, the bull is slightly more difficult. Ooh, shit. Freaking matadored that fucker. And he died. I call that a win. This bull was a king of its kind, an isopod with the dimensions of an elephant, sheathed in layer upon layer of semi-calcified armor plates, all wrapped around the temperaments of an embittered badger. Ooh, dyslexia. Now it is a ruin of shell and muscle. Gain precious stones from its carapace. Prize otherworldly artifacts from between the plates. Or use your cannery to extract its heart. Which I can't actually do. Granted, not that I would. So sovereigns, I have a decent amount of. I don't need a lot more. So I will get artifacts. Are aggressive and once roused will bash themselves against a foe until either it or they are dead. During the battle, it is not unusual for fragments or belongings of their victims to become wedged in the bull's carapace. The thing you pull free is one of ancient and inexplicable. Perhaps a use will prevent itself. Ooh, that looks neat. However, I need mining to do this, and I don't have a pneumatic mining drill. Ooh, actually, I could buy the really good mining drill. But there is horror. There is something scary over there, apparently. We are going to have to go past that, though. Unless I want to waste a ton of time and resources. So we will hug the walls and try to skirt past it. Nope. I found it. Miners dug too deep into this worldlet, disturbing a disgruntlement of Cantankerei. You found a horror, one of the more disturbing landmarks in the high wilderness. Don't linger, your terror will increase more quickly than usual, as long as you remain near it. Yes, I was hoping to not... I literally can't even fucking see it. Oh, the music is scary. There's Cantankerei. Alright, you didn't see me. Fuck, I literally have to get close to it. I cannot get away from it. At least now I know not to come around this area. It's not too often. So the reason I keep checking maps is because sometimes the background looks like it's the foreground, and I will bump into it. So I'm just, being safe and all that. Okay, it looks like we're away from it now. I hope I don't have to go back up there. It's directly east of Winchester, so if I come this way, I will turn to the left in regards of, the train direction. Here's Snowdrop. Another scarred casualty of the interminable Winchester War. As the frosted windows are dark, the engines silent, perhaps something of value lies within. Signal the wreck. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost. What was that movement you saw? I need a full crew to do this. I hope this doesn't mean that I kill my crew if I fail. Ooh. I'm pretty sure if we mourn the dead, we lose a bit of terror. But with this, something cool could happen. So I'm gonna do this. Oh my god. Okay, my eyes are closed, I haven't read it. But I'm really hoping I didn't just kill my crew. Like it was some eldritch horror hiding in the vessel, and it suddenly decided to just, you know, take mine as well. A food stash. Your signaler fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into each port side, or a patent message into each port side window. There, a faltering glow burns in the frost. Someone has struck a match. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who is too weak to work, but will share their hoarded supplies with you. However, her reckless laughter and her stories of the horrid haunting things she saw from her frosty window do not improve morale. So, okay, so that's not a complete failure. I mean, that really messed with our terror. But we did get supplies. And a person, I assume, who we can take to Magdalen's. Or maybe not. Oh, actually I can read about this. Could never have originated on Earth. Perhaps it is the key that will unlock heaven's mysteries. Or you could put it on the mantelpiece. Are these from Victory Hall, Sweet Jane, or Heart Catchers? Looks like we'll be stopping by Victory Hall, because they do mostly like me, and it looks like there might be marauders. Oh no, it's not. I've got some Bobby here. Which basically means that there will, I feel like Port Porters is nearby. You know, I feel like that is the determining sign. I'm gonna head to the rat. The Memorial of the Unknown Rat. Because we can search the island that's nearby here in case the port's over here. So I'm gonna swing around and kind of go under this island after I go near the Wonder. Please go down. What is it? Yep, it's going down. Yep, that looks like all the respite we get from it. But at least we got some. We'll keep a positive head. Positive mindset. At the very least, there was some respite. A cryptic stoker wants to hold a memorial service for the crew that have recently died in your service. Judging by his tattoos, a storm studded with mouths, and his rattling collection of talismans, the ceremony is unlikely to be Christian. Attend and deliver a eulogy yourself. Ooh, that's not good chances of succeeding. Prove and attend. Find a place at the back of the room and remove your hat. Conduct the ceremony yourself. Service like this would be delivered by a professional, and you were a priest before you were... Okay, so I need the priest background for that one. This gives me the highest chance. Okay, ooh. literally held my breath there. The cryptic Stoker has painted his face storm gray. His talismans rattle like distant thunder. It orders the windows opened to let the sky in. It proceeds to deliver his rites. A mishmash of Anglican practice, new sequence hymns, and nonsense. In his patchwork ceremony, he speaks of the inadequacy of the present and the sanctity of the past, where the dead still live. He speaks of a storm that gathers lost voices to itself. The storm that speaks has noticed you. Hopefully for the good, because, we're doing rites in his name and such. Hearing stuff. And again, in this game you do hear a lot of things in, like, the ambient background, and it often does end up being nothing. I hope that is, for the most part, at least the case in this instance. And I am not trying to my death. Ooh, another relay station. Maybe I can find an officer who's worthwhile. Like a mascot, or a mascot. Oh. Never mind, it's in the rock. There is something great over here, though. Building of weathered bricks bequeathed to the skies. I don't have a saying. Yeah, that's the background. I thought that was the foreground. Okay, so I'm reaching the very edge of the reach. However, no sign of the port, aside from that one dreadnought. That was a whiles away. Where was that? That was like over here. I really hope it's not on, like, the little corner section of that area at the bottom of the Fells. I really hope it's not there. And I hope it's not by the horror that's over here. Might be... yeah, actually, I probably shouldn't have gone down this way anyways. Step this way. And I'll go eastward from there. Because that's where they told me it'd be. We're running out of supplies though, so after this bat, I will not send them out. I will head to a port. Ooh, never mind. Found a port. Distance searchlights reach the sky. Yay, Port Prosper! We've done it. I can get a ton of money just by getting here. Plus my terror will go down a little bit. Crammed at the feet of a hulking crag, Port Prosper is a little London, divided into an affluent West End and an impetuous, East. Queen's Cross is a busy station crowded with engines that have arrived through the nearby transit relay from Albion. Check the bazaar. Okay, so they're selling souls for cheap. And they're buying unseasoned hours for slightly better, I assume, than everyone else. I'll probably get by with that. Okay, so let's see. So here it is. Deliver the fastidious inspector. She disembarks with her bag in her hand and peers up at a clock tower that is being raised above the station. It is tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and the cries of workmen. The inspector will depart, but sure you've held any conversation with her that you wish to. In addition to a sum of money, ensure you have 6 spaces. Okay, that okay. I won't have room for anything else though. Afterwards, at least I'll be able to travel for quite some time, just exploring. Thank you, Captain. Here's a balance of our agreement, and as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the worksite. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You've enlivened it. I've included a small additional sum in your remunerance, as a token of my gratitude. Nice. That's a lot of stuff that I've just got. They plan to call it the Albert Clock, in memory of the departed prince consort. But there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished, and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Yay! Happy ending with the inspector. That's what he needs. Leave to deliver the materials. So I should have picked up that cheap bronze wood when I could have. Ask them what they need. He's probably going to tell me those 2 things. Yep. Bronze wood. 1 consignment. They sell it at Trader's Wood and Polymer and Plenty's, I hear. And a gourd of chorister nectar, too. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at, and my voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar should be having me bellowing again like a champion. Carillin's your best bet. There or Titania, the flower town. We'll pay. Or we'll pay like. If you can purchase the necessary goods and return the Fort Prosper, you'll make a tidy profit. Be warned, the material aren't cheap and they'll occupy space in your hold. Duh. I've been trading like this entire time. And then I will leave. So, in a similar fashion to the horse foreman, my voice is beginning to give out, because normally I don't talk this constantly while streaming, so I'm gonna go get some water, and I will be right back in a moment. Okay, and just like that, I am back. I have water, and hopefully I'll be able to, get through it. Alright, cool. Its narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great crag. Banners display the stony features of her renewed majesty. Wealthy West Enders strut by, exchanging polite greetings and veiled gossip, while sooty East End workers file to the hour refining factories. Yep, see, so they literally mine hours, and then they just use them. Peeling posters promise fresh, wholesome lives in the reach to new arrivals, but most of the posters are years old. More newcomers arrive at Port Prosper than ever leave us. Very little happens on Port Prosper. It's beyond my pay interest. The factories continue to belch out smoke while over the bridge, hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade, at a respectable distance from the chaperones. There was a brief protest outside the Windward Company factory, swiftly quelled. The sconces at the Nelson were as good as ever. The scones. It says scones. The scones at the Nelson were as good as ever. These fucking British words, though. Though the piquancy of the jam was less than might be desired. Yeah, British people and their made-up words. So I will attend their parade. It is apparently the Feast of the Red Saint. Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade about the amusements, while impoverished East Enders work the stalls and huddle by the chestnut fires for warmth. A painted dragon, pursued by knights, is chased through the crowds to a chorus of "Ho, the riding!" Mingle with the East Enders, West Enders, or everyone. Skyfarers are not limited by the rigid social structures of Port Prosper, though neither are they beloved for it. Lurking in the tents or manning the stalls in the side streets or scowling at the passing gentry, they seem more your level. The hats, the crinoline, the starch that gleams on the mustaches. You're sure you'll fit right in here? So I believe, actually, my character would fit in better with the West Enders. Artists, authors, poets, and dreamers, authorities, the moneyed, and the aristocracy. So definitely, I would have better relations with the West Enders. Oh, here it is. The burrower below. You are watched. One of the gods of the sky, the burrower gnaws at the roots of heaven and is associated with fog, promises, and punishment. I recently lost the 2 members, and the storm that speaks. The storm seeks out what causes grief, melancholy, and regret. So I would want to keep this one just happy enough to leave me alone, and this one I would want to be buddy-buddy with. So I'm gonna mingle with West Enders. Ooh. A lady in a jacket, bodice, with boned sleeves looks you up and down. "What do you think, Mildred?" A murmur of assent runs through the crowd of starched and corseted ladies. A gentleman adjusts his mustache. "Yes, you'll do." You spend the day with some of the self-described notables of Port Prosper. You eat roast chestnuts, sip glasses of Rayfields, all the way from old London, and even participate in a riding charging through the narrow streets, pursued by several braying fellows in a dragon. Some tolerated by them, cheers go up from the Hostus Heights, where a team of patriotic mountaineers have scaled the cliff and unveiled the Union Jack. Devils of Carillion claim to be experts in the assessment and improvements of the soul. They would describe yours as sickly, cloying, and unappetizingly clawing. Okay, so I'm curdled. Overly willing to please, envious, obsidious. Are those chunks in the soul? Damn. His character is not... His soul is not so good. He's cold, lightless, and curdled. These narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great cry. Oh yeah, I already read that. Let's see. Search these guys. The offices of the Windward Company on Port Prosper are elegantly appointed, if antiquated. Paintings of old London adorn the walls. The parsimonious chairman has work for ruthless captains. He sits behind his imported mahogany desk, a decanter of brandy at his left hand, and a series of neatly stacked reports at his right. A fire has been lit in the cavernous hearth. It is too warm. He's also missing one of his front teeth. What does that look like? That looks like an actor. It looks like an actor who's not so much active anymore in terms of doing movies, but he definitely used to be in some of the movies I watched as a kid. An opportunity for profit? I'm listening. He pours the brandy into 2 glasses, then produces a ruler to measure the amounts. To business, he smiles, revealing the extensive damage to his teeth. Another thing, so I believe it's pronounced pugilist, or I don't think it's pronounced pugilist. It's definitely not pronounced pugilist. So I'm just gonna say fighter. I was a fighter back in London, a young man's game. He stands at the window, watching the starlight bathe the sloping streets of Prosper. This place exists because of constant work, from the politicians who planned it to the pioneers who built it, to the soldiers who even today defend it from the Tacketies. We have need of more such work. Bring me the nameplates from Tackety engines. We'll keep lists. You will be rewarded. You will hunt Tackety locomotives and provide their nameplates for the parsimonious chairman. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, because I support this side of the war. He refills your glasses. Cheers. Your glasses clink as another wash of heat comes from the hearth. I'm glad that there are those in the Reach dedicated to our vision. I'll ask about the transit relay. Have useful information about the relay. Oh, this guy really has the accent in his text. A garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, Captain. Happy to help. I don't even know how to do that accent, honestly. My brain will not comprehend it while reading it. Either way, they point down to the docks. There you are. Keep going past the port. You can't miss it. And then they just lose the accent. Okay. If you've good eyes, you might even be able to see it from here. Passage ain't free, mind. You can travel first class if you have ministry-stamped permits, or you can bring a couple of barrels of hours to travel second class. Fuck. I could have bought those back at Winchester a while ago. I don't know if I can buy any here. But we will transport some settlers. Would-be pioneers clambered to the station, eager to make their fortunes amongst the stars. Would you take me to the Leadbeater and Stained Rod Nature Reserve? I'd love to see the wilderness, from a safe distance, of course. She smiles benignly as one of your crew carries her steamer trunk on board. If you'd be so kind, could we do some hunting on the way? The cloister bees have been attacking again. I'll pay you for the trouble of killing them, of course, but only if you do it quickly, and only if you harvest a stinger for me. Cool, I can do that. And aside from that, there's not much I can really do here. But, much else. Unless I explore, there might be something... Nope. Unless maybe I can just straight up pay my way through the thing. Which I assume is this. Yep. Because I do have a few things to do in London. Or I could just do this. Right. Okay, Stone Edifice. Scintillant, I think. With sigils, is encased in a contrivance of steel and brass. This is a Singh-Jenkins relay, allowing transport via a loophole in some cosmic mandate across the sunless wastes to a far-flung district of heaven. This one leads to Albion, the heart of the new British Empire, and the seat of Her Renewed Majesty, Queen Victoria. Check on the plate. Bribe the superintendent to give you a travel permit. It's not likely to succeed. Yep. Oh, that's good. I only need to buy it once. I need 2 of them, though. I will check on the delayed package, because this is something that I can do. The board customs official is glad to clear some space in their cramped office. As long as you don't want to travel between regions without the appropriate paperwork, they couldn't care much less about cargo. This package has been serving double duty as a card table for the last week, but now it's yours, and the people of Magdalene's will be glad to receive it. And I have to remain in the Reach. You put the edifice behind you and head back towards the feuds and fortunes of the Reach. The stars wink prettily. At least now I know that I do need 2 of the ministry stamp things. As well as the location of this place as well. Okay, so should I head straight to Magdalene's? Can. Yeah, it's probably the smartest idea to just go to Magdalene's. Okay, so I have no actual cargo on me. I need to find what that is. The Victory Hall might have something, though, along with Sweet Jane or Heartcatchers, but I haven't met any of them yet. Yeah, I need to get to London to deliver this for my late captain, who died and then gave this locomotive to me. That's the one that I saw earlier. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. Definitely don't want to go around this way. Actually, I just realized I never actually talked to the my vagabond. He can usually be found in good spirits and good company, gambling, laughing, playing a tune, Failing that, he will be deep in conversation with some cornered crew member or other, quizzing them about their personal history and every sign of sincere interest, or with every sign of... If left alone, he grows restless, he sleeps late and rises early, eager to be among the crew once more. Ask him to play a tune. Before you've finished your sentence, the vagabond is already tucking the fiddle under his bearded chin. Want me to break your heart? He asks. The vagabond's fiddle is scuffed and scratched. It looks like it's been broken several times and pieced back together inexpertly. And yet the tune which she coaxes from it is a soaring, searing, soul-stinging lament. It reminds you of precious things that you've nearly forgotten, the raw things you'd rather forget. By the time the vagabond is finished, he has tears in his eyes, and so do half the crew. The silence rings like a bell, and then the vagabond laughs, and the spell is broken. Yeah. I'm still streaming. Oh, also, literally like 5 minutes ago, I just saw the messages you sent me on stream, on Discord. So sorry about that. If you want to get in voice chat, I mean, I'm sitting in it now. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully better late than ever. Alright, so so that looks... So it probably didn't prove the relationship, kind of, but I need more story to actually get anywhere with him. Check the other officers. You've already talked about that, and both of those as well. Oh, look at that! The Bobby. The Bobbies be traveling around here. Wait, is that? No, I've explored that one already. Yeah, I've already explored that wreck. I don't know why I didn't find Lipkin's Field previously. Terror's going up. I feel like on my way to Magdalen's I'm gonna get another event that's like, oh, you have nightmares and things suck. Oh shit, there's fighting. Maybe not so much fighting, but oh yeah, there is. The UCE, 3 different names. You son of a bitch, I'm on your side. And I can't do anything because I overheated. Please. Why are you shooting at me? Shoot the guy who's, you know, literally on the opposing side of war. Okay, this Tackety Scud is defeated. Fear of scrappy, versatile engines that, when not skirmishing with company vessels, can serve double duty as traders, messengers, or transports. So yeah, I'm definitely going to need to repair this, or use it to repair mine. And I have their nameplate. So that equals money. Bro, it's like 11:30, it's kind of nice that someone I follow is streaming this late. Yeah, yeah, this is pretty much the time that I stream, from 9 occasionally to like 1 in the morning. Main reason being is because this is when people are asleep and quiet in the house, and I'd rather not have a bunch of yelling, or you know, or whatever going on in the background. You know, well, I assume it's a much nicer experience to not have, you know, a bunch of stuff going on in the background. You know, when there's another one. I might have missed. Oh, okay. Luckily, it was just out of my range. so it didn't actually aggro him. Oh, there's two of them. I've got to be careful with how I'm shooting and such. Oh, that's not good. Come on. Cool. Here we go. Clutch. That's clutch. Alright, we do have cargo space. So, ooh, bronzewood, I actually needed that. I think it's weird that me and the Tachytes both do, like, more damage per shot than the, than what is essentially the government vehicles. Oh, I would have sworn that one was gonna hit. Also, I'm shooting super slow because I don't want to overheat again. Because then I can't dodge. Nice. Oop. Oh, don't tell me he's gonna loot him. Okay, cool. Got him. Alright, I could probably get on with how much health I have left. I just have to be smart. And more bronzewood, yay. Oh. Okay, I thought I got a pop-up because I crashed into him and he was gonna be like, well, what's all this then? You got your crashing into the Bobby license? I was gonna be like, no, I don't. Sir, please. Alright, that night, your sleep is peppered with uncomfortable dreams. Dream of a midnight shadow. Above you, the stars are going out one by one, as if their gas pipes had been turned off. Flowers bloom in the dark, colored in a spectrum of black that were heretofore imperceptible. The black of grief, the black of before times, the blacks of liberation and of possibility. A rainbow arches across the newly empty sky, in several subtle shades, all black, of course. You wake. I mean, at least it's not a nightmare. So, I succeeded with this last time, and I believe it was a lesser chance of success. But we are right by Magdalen's, so I can reduce my terror really easily. And I don't know what happens if I fail seeking company, so... Plus a Tale of Terror. I think I need 7 Tales of Terror to write my novel. So we'll do it. Deep into that darkness peering. You record the dreams as vividly as you as thoroughly as you can. Does your hand tremble as you write? Does the ink spill? And when you read it back, does it make sense? Or does it sound like the ravings of a crumbling mind? Also, luckily, the cop does not appear to be angry at me that I bumped into him. So yeah, let's treat those terrors. I'm pretty sure I can use the gossip for something, so I will do this one to lower my terror. Same stuff. The question is, which one of these I want to do? Because I could do the same one. I'll do someone from my past. Why not? Your first sergeant is waiting in the shadows. He laughs like a bullhorn at your expression, before reprimanding you for the laxity of your uniform. An explanation does no good. He's keen to tell you that his life after retirement, and all of his many thoughts on your present circumstances. I'm gonna be away from Magdalen's for a while, so I might as well do it again. For guilt, as opposed to uh, Inui, or whatever. The attendant nods solemnly. Congratulations, you're the last entry in the journal. He makes a note in a large red leather-bound book. Today's journal, at any rate. Alright, and that's the same as the other one. Someone who once meant a very great deal. They are not with you now. The room is as you... Okay, sorry. The room is as you left it that last time. They are stood, cigar in hand, facing the window where you left them. The smoke has stained the glass thunder gray. They turn as you shut the door. Is that a list in their hand? Have they been waiting some time for this? Damn it, they're selling bronze wood, but I'm trying to sell some. And I can deliver this. A nurse from Magdalen's opens up the crate and breathes a sigh of relief. Finally, our prisoner's honey. We were almost out. I can't thank you enough, but I can pay you for your troubles. That's a lot of money. I can buy a fuck ton of equipment when I get back to Winchester. I'll see if he needs anything else from me. He's melancholy today, not to mention irritable. He has a job for you, he says, his voice rich with unhappiness. Discretion, always. I admired your discretion earlier, he sighs. You've seen the dangers of our work upon those who abuse our services, yet we are not immune to it ourselves. He draws your attention to several paintings on the walls. My regulars have, at various points, requested that I be a prospector on Lustrum, heir to a fine house in Port Prosper, and a titan of industry on New Winchester. Very specific requests and more. I have vivid memories of being all three. Yet all cannot be true, surely. He presses a locket into your hand. This bears my image. See if anyone remembers me. I can't remember who I was before this. If I could be other than I am, I'd like to know. That's interesting. So Lustrum, I don't know where it is. New Winchester is easy, and Port Prosper... Well, I'll go back to it eventually, because I have to get to London through it. I have food and supplies, so away we shall head to New Winchester. Other than that, I don't believe there's anything else for me to really do. Actually, go that way. Yeah, maybe it's it. Maybe I can get a new cannon. A new engine, or maybe it's a boiler room, I don't remember what it is. What is it? Yep, engine. Yeah, so I can maybe get a new engine that's better in some way. I could probably get a pneumatic mining laser. Actually, it'd be either mining laser or a new cannon type. Because I think the better of the two mining lasers is already like 800 things. What are they called? Sovereigns. there's something making noises around here. I think it's just the ambience though, so nothing to worry about. There wouldn't be various eldritch Lovecraftian horrors floating through space. Never. I mean, granted, they're, you know, underground in the Untersee, or whatever it's called, but not in space. Understood. Ooh, and I have reports. I have port reports. That'll make me a pretty penny. Alright, that's good. So I might actually be able to get the permits or whatever all right now that I need. Invitation to Prudence. Exceptional service offers invitations to the eternal mass of Prudence, where Albion's brightest youths dwell within a single day. I think I will just get my ministry stamped permits. Oi, bruv, you got your ministry stamped permit license. Yeah, so I need two of them. Ooh, a rescue of the Tacky engine offers opportunities, and not necessarily just for the Tackies. Okay, so that's good. However, I need a sky story for whatever reason. Oh, probably to prove that I can do it. Yeah, that makes sense. However, I do need to stop by over here, Victory Hall, to see about my new artifacts. Victory Hall. None of these actually help me. At least not overtly. And that's basically the same thing, the other guy tells me. So, particularly useful? Not so much. It did reduce my terror, though. Alright, so we will repair 21 sovereigns, alright, not too bad. that's right. Okay, so I can search for the host's identity. Initial search is fruitless. People giggle at the antiquated fashion on display in their... I'm not going to try to read that. The tilt of the jaw, the unfortunate arrangement of hair. But the proprietor of the round table seems striking of the face. Oh, yes, right, saw he was. He holds the locket up to catch the falling starlight through the window. Wanted to open a factory here a few years back. Something went wrong, and there was a workers' revolt. Not been seen since. No conclusive evidence of his identity here. Let's check the war. Let's see if see if the side I'm backing is winning. Spy in Victory Hall. Alright, I already seen that one. Who controls the Reach? In 6 it's proxy. Okay, so neutral. Searching for my name. And it's exactly the same. No change, roughly. I can buy and sell them. Sell all of the bronze wood. And that's all I can sell, but it does give me a lot. You now have enough money to buy a better locomotive. Every locomotive supports different equipment configurations. They also vary in the amount of cargo or crew they can carry, and handle a little differently. A lightly armored aggressive engine of the Crown and Misery Yards, able to mount a heavy weapon, she packs more punch than other engines of her size. Okay, so I could keep the cannon that I have already, and then instead of having a two light options, I would have a light option and a heavy option. I would lose any option at plating. I would gain a bridge section. I would lose, or no, actually no, I wouldn't lose anything. The auxiliary would stay the same. I'd get more armor. I'd lose space. Wouldn't be able to hold as many people, and it's not as efficient. Class trader, popular mining vessel in the Reach, can be found lumbering with rock fields, stuffing its hold with unrefined hours. No, I don't like any of these. I would maybe save up for... Okay, that's a jump. You've got your cheap option, which isn't a bad option. I just don't want to reduce myself to only having 6 crew members. But then you have, like, you know, the 2 kind of standard ones that someone would go for. Of which I would go for the, Bedivere. Bedivere, there we go, Bedivere, escort. I would go for this one, I would save it for this one. And then you just have... whatever this is. Literally Royal Crown level shit. Which is better than everything else in every way. To the northeast of Winchester. Ooh, actually that's good because I do have some left over. I'll claim it. Yeah, I'll claim it, just in case. I could add even more hold, although that does put it in my auxiliary, which restricts me from other things. Okay, and so the laser, there's only one type, at least for now. And it kind of just adds the ability to mine things. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it over butchery. So that's 10, 750, and 30, 15, 750, and 25. So this is objectively better than the cannon that I have. I'll buy that too. So that's what I have right now. Higher speed, but also higher consumption, more so than the speed percentage. It also has a crew requirement, but I would never try to go under 6 anyways. I think I can't afford that. Alright, well let's look at this ship. The quick things. Take you out, put you in its place because you're a better thing. Auxiliary. Are there any bridge slots? I can get armor. No, I can get armor. Nothing goes in the bridge. None of these slots go in the bridge. Oh, that goes in the bridge. However, I can't use it. I'll sell my old cannon. Because, I mean, realistically, who needs it? Who needs it? And so I just need to pick up 2 more of these. I can't, alright. I'll have to take them up with the troops. So who sells the seeds? Okay, they sell the seeds. So what I could do okay, so here's the plan. So I'm gonna look for Titanica. I'm gonna have one of the seeds, one of the 5 seeds that I need. It said north-northeast, right? Is that what it said? That's how it said to get there? 5 sacks. Lies north-northeast of New Winchester. So north-northeast. So I think actually I have to go up this way anyways. So yeah, I might as well take him with me. Plus I'm about to run out of yeah, I'm gonna free up 2 spaces, so that'll be perfect actually. As long as I don't pick anything else up. So we're gonna go past Macklin's Thrift. So actually we're gonna go pick up things at the nature reserve, and then we're gonna head. Actually, yeah, from the nature reserve, I might just head to the east, kind of just straight from there. I mean, at this point I can definitely afford to explore around a little bit. I believe there's 2 Tackety vessels over here, so I don't really want to fight them. For a second I thought I got hurt on me. As long as I'm not attacked, or good business opportunities arise, I should be able to just, do this, buy the seeds, sell them, and then hopefully after that, then I do encounter things. Ooh. That's apparently horrifying because all of this wind that forces me further into a direction quicker is terrifying the crew. Which makes sense. Okay, thinking about it, that makes sense. I think I need to bring someone here anyways, the passengers. Opportunistic Ranger smiles a mostly toothless grin and shows off many scars from the beasts of the nature reserve. All fair in love and war. Explore the nature reserve on your own. You prefer your adventures more scenic and less liable to result in the loss of limbs. So it reduces terror. It's not that high though, so I don't know if it'd be worth it. But I mean, really, what threat can a few unruly animals be to an armed group of the sky's finest? Apparently a lot. Okay, it's only 2 terror. You head into the reserve, ready to stalk your prey, only to find it ready and waiting for you. A desperate chase later, you find yourself hiding behind a bush as something sniffs the air, thankfully losing your trail and heading back to its den. Get another port report. And we're going to drop off the settler. They have arrived at their destination. Whether or not they still wish to be here is another matter entirely. You do not have sting in the tail. Yeah, I didn't hunt bees, which they wanted me to do. But I'll just have them disembark because I don't care anyways. She gives you a smile, as weak as the tea she's been brewing aboard your engine, before making a quick departure. The small purse is all she left behind in her cabin. Okay, so a little bit of experience, a little bit of money. Converse with fellow captains, because we can. What brings you out this way, fellow captains? Oh, okay. Albert Idle. He's a dear friend of mine. I'm going to the reserve. I think it reduces... Oh no, it actually gives me sky stories. Never mind. I'm going to visit him. Never mind, I've already talked about all those. Apparently I have to talk about one of them. Okay, capabilities, inquest, base of research. Turning in the research. Yeah, because I do have the ants. And ants from a homestead. You're thanked for your efforts and asked to wait while the company sorts out your rewards. It might be a couple of days. Diplomatic. Researcher invites you over for tea. Marvelous creatures, he says, passing you an envelope of sovereigns from the company. As far as I can discern, they only seem to mind when a human is about to die. I wonder what that is about. Nice, got a lot of money from that. I still need to hunt bees anyways, actually. And the Hybrospus. I returned 15 days to see the results of said work that I'm assisting with. Ooh, cheap seeds. Okay, so they're actually buying seeds. No, wait, no, that's me buying. I can't read, apparently. But yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight east from here. The scout has nothing to report. Oh, true, because the winds that are going on, that might have hindered him. There's a vessel here. If it's Marauder... Nope. I was gonna say, if it's Marauder, I want to get a... I want to see him and hit him first. Lucky for me, though. It's just another one of the bobbies. Going about his duty. Yeah. Patrolling and all that. God damn it. Your food stores have been infected by the peacock winds. Sweet oozing nodules sprout on your vegetables. They will go further now. They will go further now if you have the courage to eat. Fuck, dude. My crew is absolutely terrified of this. Oh, bees. Lots of bees. Oh, they're faster than me. Okay, maybe not. Definitely have to get out of this area of the window. There is something valuable there, though. I'm not gonna risk it. Something out in the sky, miles and miles away, that you're not going to be able to reach. Alright, so it looks like we will have to go down there, and then up. The peacock winds buffets the engine. The innocuous Trevor whistles a jolly tune. Alright. Or incautious. Innocuous. At the very least, our supplies will last a little bit longer here. Oh, it's in fact straight up replenishing them. And we discovered a port, so yeah, it looks like that's where Titanica is. Oh well. At least I know where to find these. Actually, I'm moving slower through the wind, so actually, it's the cost of fear and fuel, actually. Ooh, something you crave right here. It's a homestead. Okay, the trade supplies for bronze wood. I don't feel like I should do that. I don't feel like I should do that, actually. I don't have munitions, so actually I don't care. William Swells. Oh, marauders. I jumped right into that shot. Fuck. I really need to get a grip on which direction dodging will take me. I will simply use the mirror skill to repair myself. I don't have all that much space in my hold right now. So we're well on the way. Actually, we could probably find out what the, Nah, I don't want to find out what that question mark is first. Too far away. I'd rather just finish the job and be done with it. After all, I mean, we have all the seeds we need. It's like a brooch. She wants it. And there's a giant flower right here. Ooh, it's actually really pretty. And it's given me a lot of experience for finding a lot of things. Nice. So Terra's gonna go down, and I can take another facet of my character. August Avenues. You spent your youth in stuffy sitting rooms and chandeliered parlors. Hush, and you can still hear the delicate sounds of silver spoons on china cups. The Great Game. Once London crawled with agents of Paris, Vinia, Istanbul. Now in the heavens, the old players must find a new purpose and new enemies. So I'm assuming that means I would be part of it, or I influenced the struggle in some way? Ooh, a lost love. Love, the gradual erosion of that which separates you from someone else. The fitting together of two lives, as intricately and intimately as the threads in a tapestry or the cells in your skin. And when one of those lives ends, what remains of the other? Ooh, I'll get a moment of inspiration, which is something I do need for my character's backstory. A mentor, already seen that one. A scandal, already seen that. So I'm going to do a lost love, actually, for the moment of inspirations. Yeah, when one of those lives ends, what remains of the other? You loved, you lost. How badly does it hurt now? Like a gnawing ache, a hole in the heart. You feel, always, as something is missing. In the middle of other things, you will look up and around, and then remember that they will never be there. And that one will give me more mirrors, like a fresh wound, as red now as it was then. Sometimes the grief is raw, ravaging, a wolf howl in a midnight's night, or a midwinter's night. At other times it sullenly slinks, waiting for a reason, any reason, to lift its head and howl again. I think I'm gonna do mirrors in this one, actually. More so because of the story than the benefits. Yeah, I like that story, along with my captain. Titania is cupped in the petals of a colossal orchid. Heady with scent, lurid with color, an enclave of bohemians have made it their home, seeking inspiration in the wilderness of the Reach. Well, I'm on good standings with bohemians, so this is perfect. But first up, the bazaar, where I will sell my many seeds for a huge profit. That should do it, the florid landscapist declares. She stores the sacks carefully away from any sources of water, for the flora of the Reach is dangerously ebullient. There we go. When nourished. Impeccable service. Please accept this additional compensation. Nice. Ministry-approved literature. It has been thoroughly censored. Nothing here is likely to startle your maiden aunt or make her cackle. A hawker sells the latest London pot boilers, flimsy mass-printed books with wood pop paper, lurid covers, and fresh gleaming ministry stamps. I don't know who the fuck is going to buy those, though, so... Yeah, and I don't know how much they would for it anyways. Ooh, I need that. It's expensive, but I need it, so... Yeah, so we'll buy that. We'll check out the landing. The port unfurls itself, welcoming you ashore. This perfumed haven was intended for thinkers, artists, philosophers, and poets. Instead, you enter its main dome to find yourself surrounded by arguing bohemians and the unfinished shells of buildings in a variety of styles. Nobody looks happy, but everyone agrees it's someone else's fault. Meet with the mayor. Ooh, there we go. Right, the port report. What is Titania? A question with no easy answer. To the poets, a place of inspiration. To the stoneworkers, an untouched slab. To the playwrights, a blank page. A place of tranquility, of creation, and... Your interviewee pauses, suddenly looking worried. Do you hear buzzing? Apologies. Must get inside. You can't see or hear anything, however, and must assume it's just force of habit. Yeah, I imagine there would be a lot of those giant swarms of bees around a giant flower. The first amongst founders, he gets Titania's only office. Ooh. Only available when the port is undamaged, implying it can be damaged, unlike every other port. Okay, Titania's petals fill the air with a perpetual perfume, but eventually you become accustomed to it. Even so, the scent of the many flowers in the mayor's small office sends your senses reeling. Obviously unaffected, she sits behind her desk and gestures for you to take the other chair. Well, look in the port. We'll ask about it. A spectacular place, isn't it? We couldn't believe that nobody else had colonized it after, well, whoever built all the crystal domes and spires. Honestly, I can't believe our luck. Alright then. But what do you want, is my question. The rhapsodic mayor shakes her head. I think you will find us most self-sufficient, Captain. Enjoys your visit, take in some poetry. If I think of anything that we might require, you will be first to know. Alright. I am unsatisfied, but... what can you do? Light sparkles through the jeweled petals onto the marble white paths. Wherever you explore, poets and singers perform their latest work, while artists peer behind canvases to try to capture the beauty in oil and chalk. In the horrors of the high wilderness, this is a place of safety and wonder. where nothing could possibly disturb the peace. What is that buzzing in the distance? Okay, so it looks like bees are going to attack it. That's what I can gather from what I've been reading. To the Puffery Font. A veiled pavilion rests in the curve of one of Titania's great petals. Here, the melancholy poet gathers stories from skyfarers. She then arranges... one sec. Good thing I got that water. She then arranges to pass them on to any artist or writer willing to pay for inspiration to spur their brush or steer their pen. 15 sovereigns and 10 experience. I mean, does not seem worth it. A moment of inspiration, however, seems like it's kind of worth it. Not so much for me anymore, but, you know. Alright, not much I can do right now that's very worth it. And I will simply explore this. Or maybe not. Alright, there might be a path somewhere. The exact somewhere, however, is not so apparent. It might be off in that direction then. If only I was a bit faster. The easiest way to get faster right now is to burn a lot more fuel. Right now, at least it's a 1-to-1 ratio, you know. Yeah, that's fine enough. I can deal with that. Oh, is this completely enclosed? I really hope not. I don't want to just waste all this time. Nope, it opens up. Maybe. Yeah, it opens. I'm just testing. But I know I can't mine them just like that. They have to be like glowing or something. I can quickly go to Magdalen's straight from here, it looks like, and just head down. A low chuntering. The throaty grumble of sleeping Kantan Kiri. At least they're sleeping, so it might not be as immediately dangerous to me. Relay station, not one I can interact with though. Also, that might be... Okay, so that's... Yeah, okay, so I can go past that without slamming into it. There's these tiny rocks. Can I push them? Nope. Probably hurt me if I run into them though. This is opening up a bit much for my liking. This does not feel safe. There's definitely... Oh, there's a marauder back there, and there's wind. Alright, we'll take out the marauder if we can find him again. Oh, actually, this guy is just a Skyman. Oh, fuck. Okay. Ooh, okay, we got lucky there. Only hit us once, I think. Crew of the weather engine have been driven mad by the winds and the stars and the things that haunt the sky. You will loot them. Anyways. What could those be? Okay, I feel like this is going to be more seeds. Oh, newly minted coins fall with a heavy thud from the upended sack. Bright imperial sovereigns. Her renewed majesty's face. Many faces glare up at you. Oh, okay, I thought it was saying like it was like actively like rattled. The well's depths are as black as a stranger's heart. Stranger's heart. Okay, our men are terrified by that. Because that's, okay, yeah, that's something ghastly, so... Is that a black hole? I just realized that might be a black hole. We're running low on things, so... I'll at the very least head somewhere where I can buy provisions and such. Actually, okay, what I might do is I might end the stream. I'll get to, actually, what does Magdalene sell? Switch souls. Fuck, I've got to get all the way to Trader's Wood to get the bronze wood that I need. Alright, so I will stop at, Titania, and then I will probably end the stream. I also kind of want to find the, Canton Curie. Ooh, stone. Mining opportunity. That was loud. At least on my end. Outbreak of the heart sickness. Fuck. A mysterious outbreak of nostalgia is spreading through your crew. Frequently, they stop work to stare away into misty remembrance. They gather during the evenings to meditate on the times gone by, and debate the ways in which the past was superior to the present. The air is full of sighs. Break out the brandy, string the fiddles. Sit with the most afflicted, and listen to the tales of time past. It won't help, but you might learn something. Succumb and write. This'll use up supplies, and then we'll be really fucking low. We're close, we're close. We can do this. Maybe we can't. They drink their brandy. They join in a few half-hearted verses of Tra-ra-ra, boom-die. But soon the mood turns melancholy again, before you can stop it. The crew are sharing stories of the loved ones they left behind, and the lives they led in those long-gone days, before London climbed into the sky. It's a tale of terror, more terror, and we lost the supplies anyways. I know it gets to a certain point before you run out. Well, at least in Sunless Seas, it would get to a point where it would be like, oh, do you want to cannibalize your crew? And often the best answer was yes. Otherwise, you know, unless you were right there at a port, it was the best answer. Because, you know, your crew can go, like, a day, maybe two, without eating, before they're like, yep, we're killing the captain. Magdalene's might actually... No, Magdalene's is afflicted by all those winds, so it might actually be safer to go this way. It's definitely not safer. I'm losing these supplies so fucking quickly. We'll push on, we'll push on. Maybe we'll make it. Starting to see the vines. Every second it ticks away. Okay, we are barely making this. Ooh. Oh, we had one left. Okay, we weren't actually in as much danger as I thought we were. That's good, though. Okay. That was almost really fucking bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy those. Alright, so... I figure now is probably a good time to end the stream. End the stream. So yeah, really fun game. I really recommend it. Actually, here, I'm gonna check Steam real quick to see how much it is, because I got it on sale. And it was like $4 or something like that. I did get the bundle. I did get the bundle where I got Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies. And that it was... Okay, so Sunless Skies on its own right now is $25. I highly recommend getting it, though. It is... I would say maybe wait for a sale. But I could see it still being worth it. You know, when it's when it's full price. Sunless Sea, however, is $19. And that's just by itself. That's without these the Submariner bundle, which is just DLC. I recommend it too. It is a different game. Combat does happen differently. I mean, I like both games. So I would definitely say that they're both worth buying and trying out. But maybe wait for a sale. Yeah, so, if you have any recommendations for games or anything like that, you know, come join the Discord if you're already in the Discord. Then, give me the feedback that I was just about to ask for. Man, I really worded that really weird, really bad. But you know, you get the gist of it. Enter the Discord if you're not already in it, and then just, you know, tell me what to play. I mean, you know, I'll probably play it. Yeah, with that, I will see you later.